Welcome to Hot Garbage.
Hello and welcome to Hot Garbage, where we are the only trash talk that matters. I did that better, and on the first time. Played with my hands a little bit because I'm fidgety, but
Well, I'm proud of you. So
You did good.
man, considering like how much of a mess I am, like I thought that was gonna be a problem.
we're all a mess today. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Just so you guys know, I don't know if it's because it's Mercury retrograde, the eclipse season, the fact that we're doing this at a time that we usually don't do it. I don't know what it is. I am stressed out. That's my motherfucking share time. We're gonna get there. But yeah, we're having problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's get into motherfucking share time. My motherfucking share time is that I'm stressed as shit. I, as you guys know, have Crohn's disease. So I take an infusion every 8 weeks. And that infusion comes with side effects. One of them is I get super fucking tired. Like tired. My brain starts like not functioning, the cogs on the wheel aren't going. I like short circuit and glitch out as a human. Like it's just like a day and a half of this. It's 2 days, like whatever. Well, I had to go to my internship on Thursday because they like really needed me. So I didn't take the day to rest like I usually do. And yeah, see, there it is. So I
Just a little bit of lag. It's fine.
there it is. So I'm like really tired and stuff like that. So now I'm behind on my homework because I slept like 52 hours in 2 days. How is that
Jealous.
possible? I don't know, but I did it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And
Jealous.
so, yeah, and so I'm stressed. I have half of a project to do and like a paper, and I have to do this all by tomorrow. So I'm stressed.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I am all over the place and a mess. And then given everything else in the solar system atmosphere with the astrologists that make me want to kill myself. And some of them like really make you like seriously like fear for your life out here in like eclipse season. Like they're like making it sound like the world is gonna end. And then we had the earthquake. And you guys don't know this, but there's this like storyline in Angel, the television show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer adjacent. and it's season 4, and in season 4 there's this like big bad, and it's called the Beast, and the Beast comes forth, and when that happens, like the prophecy, whatever, like it ends up saying, I don't know Angel as well as I know Buffy, different shows. And so so super different shows, and so basically it's like an earthquake followed by like an eclipse that like blots out the sun, and then the sun's just blotted out, and then it just rains fire. Like
I'm
fire
okay
gets
with this.
yeah.
That's what
And
I'm
so
saying. I'm like, fingers crossed this happens because I'm tired, y'all. Like work is sucking
and so it's very clear that they watched that and said that's gonna happen. Also, like the like God-fearing people, the conservative like God-fearing people that are telling us that like, you know, the world's coming to an end and like this is like, you know, the rapture and stuff like that. Those people would have burned people at the stake for being a witch. Those people 100% would have. I'll say it out loud.
We're having a great time here in 1632.
Right. And so it's clear that they like know these things about like Angel and stuff like that, and that's what they think is going to happen, and so they're just preparing for the Beast.
Metal.
Yeah, and so they put that type of fear on me. And I'm just like, tomorrow, like the world's going to end, my dog's going to die. Like it's like
Well, actually, it'd be when you're listening to this.
yeah.
It's on Monday, so
It is on Monday.
I took the
2 to
day off,
4.
guys.
2 to 4 where I'm at.
I think it's 12 to 3 something here. And I live in San Antonio, and all these people are coming to San Antonio because apparently, like, San Antonio, like, Kerrville area, because apparently it's, like, a really good place to see it. I don't know. And
You're gonna have like a witchy cult there. Like there's gonna be like
I
a
bet.
witch cult coven that comes on down.
I hope so.
Hell yeah.
And they're coming to like recharge their like magics, and they're gonna have all these crystals with them, and they're just gonna be like living their like life in Texas, in
I love
San
that.
Antonio, and who would have fucking thought?
I
Horrible
love
place
that
for a
for
witch.
them. I know it's
But
so
they're
hot
there.
so hot
They're
here,
doing their, what was the thing in the Crucible? They're doing like naked dance out in the fucking woods.
they're more than likely in Kerrville, but that's right there. So
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that is. So if people say, if you're
It's a
from
town.
Kerrville, just say that you're from
That's a
San
town.
Antonio. So
yeah, basically, you're close to San Antonio. So
just say you're from San Antonio, make it easy.
yeah,
Atlantic City. Not
I
worth
actually
it.
agree with that. I agree with that. Like for people who like, I have no idea where like from, and then like all the small towns in Texas, like there's no way that Laura would know what they are too. So yeah, saying that
Atlantic
it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Why would you? Okay, so my motherfucking share time is that. What we just talked about. I don't know exactly what it is. I feel like it fits the vibe of who I am right now. Like what that mishmash of shit. Like exactly what I feel like.
You know what? I think that was your first Buffy reference in like at least 4 episodes.
That's fucking awesome. That is called a healthy addiction.
As soon as you said angel, I was like, oh shit. And I was like, wait a minute, it's been a while.
I had that whole thing about that Roman Empire that'll live on forever because that's my Roman Empire. We don't need to. You can go watch. We don't need to. I went on for 15 minutes. We don't need that. All right. So, Stephanie, what's your motherfucking share time?
Okay, guys, we're in April, and you know, April Fools is April 1st, and I was spiraling, guys. Okay, Dotun and Charity are so mean. They were posting like kind of like breakup or not memes. What are they called? Like breakup quotes and stuff like that, and like really like sad
Subtweeting each other.
Yeah, and like they archived all of the pictures of each other, and I was like, guys, what the fuck is going on? What is going on?
You were freaking out, and I didn't even answer you because I was like,
I thought it was happening, guys. I was so scared. I was like, there's no way. Why would they do this for April Fools? Like that's ridiculous. And then in the middle of the night, they thought it was hilarious. It was not funny. Charity and Dotun. Okay, I don't appreciate that, Charity and Dotun. I'm rooting for y'all. Like, I am waiting for y'all's wedding, and I really hope that ABC televises it. I thought it will. They usually don't do that for the
after a while, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. That's my share time.
I'm glad you made it through that.
Yeah.
You were very upset that day.
Season shit.
I was so upset, guys. Remember, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I was thankful from Charity and Dotun for Thanksgiving last year. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make it through.
Oh, incredible. All right. So.
All right,
2023 are Dotun and Charity. That was it. That's the final thoughts.
All right. Well, mine is I'm severely under-caffeinated right now because apparently my espresso machine decided to break today, and I didn't know this because.
Is it like an espresso?
No, it's just like a little like Mr. Coffee, like cheap little $20 thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been fine.
Dude.
I haven't used it in a while.
You're an adult.
Yeah, I'm a poor adult. So
Fair.
$20
My
espresso
toaster
machine.
oven is fucking broken as shit. I have no right. I actually am going to take back everything I said about your Mr. Coffee because my
Damn right you
toaster
are.
oven, the door doesn't stay closed. I have to have a pair of scissors that keeps the door fucking closed. And it's like angled into the fucking, it feels like an episode of The Middle. If you've never seen The Middle, they like to run, like they can't have the microwave, the dishwasher, and the TV at the same
Oh, yeah.
time. Like it's shit like that.
Yeah,
It's shit like that.
Mine's not being held together by stuff. It just stopped working. Like I put like first couple shots like to get ready and stuff like that. I'm not even making a right sentence because I just anyways.
I had an excuse. I don't know what your fucking excuse is.
I'm under caffeinated.
There's no excuse.
But
I had a medication. I want to say it like that.
I put the grounds in, set it, and like just kind of walked out of the room for like a couple minutes, came back, and like there's maybe like tiny little bit like at the bottom of the cup, and I'm like,
do you just have to clean it?
That's what I thought. So I cleaned it and then did it again, and then it just didn't do anything that time. So I wasted like 8 shots of espresso for no reason. It's great. Yeah, love it here. And now I'm just tired. I went and took a nap because I was angry. So so that's the vibes I'm bringing in today.
Things are going well. Things are going well.
Very well, yeah.
Mercury is in retrograde.
It's in full swing, that's for sure. Motherfucking share time was real quick today, guys.
It was.
That's some shit for us.
Yeah.
That's like some fucking
10 minutes, something like that. That's a record. Yeah.
That's a record.
Stephanie, give us some balloons.
Stephanie, balloons.
Is it this one? Oh, that's
Confetti.
confetti.
That's
Confetti.
fine. Works just the same.
There we go.
Yeah, y'all are gonna want to watch the video one because Stephanie's on an iPad today, and we realized we can do fun things with it.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys might get the like blooper of us like the first time that she did it on accident. We all were like, "What the fuck was that?"
I honestly was a little scared. I was like, "Where are these coming from?" Like,
I was like, "Who sent you balloons?"
I went to check if anyone like sent me congrats for anything. No one did.
Yeah, we had her literally look if somebody like sent her balloons. Oh, okay. So let's get into our shows. I was really happy the Bachelor wasn't here.
Same.
I was too.
It just, man, it drug on at the end there.
Yeah, absolutely did.
Yeah. Apparently Daisy went on the Vial files. And apparently Kelsey knew it was her. And she was actually worried about Daisy because she knew that it was her.
Oh.
That's what Daisy said, like, on the show. She said, like, other words, but, like, that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
So Vanderpump happens. That's where we're at. That's how tired I am. I just said that sentence.
What happened? Everyone,
I have it written here. I'm just a fucking idiot.
Okay. I was gonna try to help you.
Thanks.
It's the first good episode this season, and I'm like, that's what we're summing this up with. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, it was actually a good episode.
I know. I have like notes. I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay. So we get Anne content, which was the best thing in the whole wide world.
Love her.
She was interviewing for Ariana's assistant job. And Sandoval comes around the corner and starts eavesdropping on them, which I find so fucking ironic because who bought the white noise machine because he felt he was being eavesdropped on?
He's the main character of his life, so
I hate this man. I truly, 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 truly hate him.
And he always thinks that he is the victim. And that's
He
what
thinks he's the
gets
victim.
me.
He thinks
really
he's the
gets-
victim.
Yep.
He somehow, in all of this, believes that he is the victim.
Everybody else is wrong but him.
That's what this episode taught me, was that he truly believes that he is the victim of some smear campaign and that he didn't do anything wrong because everybody else does it. And it's like, do you hear it?
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Not the same at all, dude.
Like not the same at all.
We said it every fucking episode, every week. Like it yeah, you did the same thing everybody else is doing, but to a much different scale.
Much different scale. Yeah, he doesn't realize how big of a piece of shit he truly is.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the water sommelier, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I don't really care.
Sommelier.
Sommelier, yeah.
Whatever. That thing. They do the shit with the wine too. Only this one does stuff with water.
It's the stupidest fucking shit I've ever heard,
And
guys. Oh my god.
I mean, this shit is fake. This shit is fake. It's not even, it is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. This is the epitome of eat the rich. Eat the rich. This is what we mean when we say eat the rich.
Yep.
A $1,000 bottle of water.
Here's what my favorite thing about that was. He pulls it out and they're all excited. He pops the cork like it's champagne. They're fucking hype. And he's like, this is the only one in America. And Lala goes,
And you're
how many in the world? And he goes, I don't know. And she takes it. And I was like, are you kidding?
Wouldn't drink that. I don't know why. Like I just
I'm like, and she's like, and we're drinking it? And then she goes, how many in the world? And he's like, I don't know.
lying. This man was lying.
It's like we said in the group chat, like while like we were watching it, just like it's a guy who
Good
found
for
a bunch
him.
of empty alcohol bottles and bought a soda stream and
Yep.
just made his own fucking sparkling water or whatever.
And like just labeled it as some stuff. What was another one? I wrote down another one. I read it to Keenan and he was dying. He was like, are you fucking kidding me? He said it was made out of dinosaur piss.
Oh yeah.
And I went, volcano. Volcano. And Keenan, I say this to Keenan and Keenan goes, meteor. Ice age.
This was like the cringiest I've ever seen Lala. Just like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know what she
She was literally like sucking farts out of his asshole. That's what it literally felt like.
What did she say?
Yeah.
Water is my thing. Who says that? Who says water?
And it's
is
like
my
you pick
thing?
Pellegrino, and Pellegrino comes in fucking cans. What do you mean?
It's like $5 for a 6-pack of Pellegrino.
Yeah, like even if you're drinking it out of the bottles, it comes in a can. What do you?
Like,
What special do you think you are? Like, what special do you genuinely think you are?
water should be everyone's thing. Lala, like everyone needs to drink water.
Here.
I need to drink water too. Look,
I'm not giving in to the peer pressure, so
I'm gonna give a little shout out to Hydro Flask because it feels appropriate at this moment. While I drink my water.
I'm not shouting out where my water is, and there's no label.
water's like literally 70% of everybody. Like it's everybody's thing.
Yes.
Like, you're not special just because you carbonate it. And like
This is 40 fluid ounces. I have kidney stones, and so what I do is I drink like 2 of these a day. So does that make me special too?
That's
Water-
obviously your thing.
Water is
Water is my thing. Water is my thing.
It's nobody else but Laura's thing.
I have
Lala.
for health
Oh, yeah, and Lala.
reasons. For health reasons, water is my thing. Water is my thing, and I have a pretty cup.
And to tonight Laura will be having a water sommelier at her apartment.
This is
What
our
I'm gonna
finest
do is I'm gonna get a whole bunch of bottled water. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up like a cardboard box, and we're gonna do like a blind taste test of what water is the best, and that's what my party is gonna be. And my water party is gonna be better than Lauren from Utah's water
I
party.
love
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry. Lala deserves this for how jealous she is of fucking Ariana. She deserves everything that we're saying right now. I love Lala. I'm a Lala supporter. However, this season, I cannot get behind you, and you
Yeah.
deserve everything you're getting right now.
Yeah,
Well, not
she's-
everything. If you're giving her death threats and shit, she doesn't deserve that. Like, get off your fucking shit.
It's a
No,
TV
but-
show.
Like,
Lala needs to be humbled. She just needs to
Yeah.
be humbled and realize like she's not always right, and she doesn't need to play this character. Like I like
yes,
Lala when she's
it's a
actually being
character.
like
It's a
herself.
caricature at this point.
Yeah.
Yes. I do.
That
I
was
do
rough.
actually really enjoy Lala, but she just is
Yeah.
being something else.
Yeah.
We might have to cut this, but wasn't she like doing hormonal like or getting like shots so she can get ready to do?
Oh, yeah,
Her.
you know what? Let's actually not cut that out, and let's actually give her the benefit of the doubt right now, because she was trying to get pregnant, so she was like bursting through hormones. So you know what? We really do need to like
Yeah. Okay.
say that.
And also, and she is pregnant right now, and so like I totally understand why she's off social
Yeah.
media and everything.
Like, I
and so,
actually
like-
feel bad now that we made fun of her so hard a minute ago. Like, it's
Yeah.
like it kind of makes sense why she's being like a hypocritical bitch right now.
Yeah, and like probably like when she gives birth, you know, like her hormones are gonna start balancing out after like postpartum and stuff. Like maybe she'll realize then, and so like I
Yeah.
want to like give her like a little bit of grace, like maybe like
Because she's not usually like this. Like, she always
No,
tries
she's
to be like the hottest
not.
one in the
Yeah.
room, and like she acts like a tough guy, but she's not this like absolute like hypocritical asshole. Like,
Yeah.
she is a pretty sane human.
mhm.
Not right now.
This whole
Not right
season-
now.
no,
This whole season started out with her like reaching out to Rachel because like she didn't want her to just be labeled as
Yeah,
like,
she, like,
the
she
other
was
woman. and shit
pretty
like that.
normal there.
Yeah, like she
Mhm.
knows like what she's doing. It's just for some reason all of a sudden it's just turned around and now she's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's be friends with Tom Sandoval.
Yeah.
on Watch What Happens Live this week, the girl from Bridgerton was on it, and like she made a really good point. Like Lala really should be giving like Ariana grace because
Mhm.
literally they just broke up. Like you
Yeah.
had to let
Like,
Ariana
it was like
work through that.
4 months ago when this was getting recorded. This was
Mhm.
4 months after the reunion.
Yeah.
And also, like you can't be upset with her because she has a boyfriend already too. Like
Yeah.
I really don't think that's something that you can be upset about.
She's allowed to do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah. Ariana can still have those feelings of like being hurt and
Mhm.
still have a relationship with someone else who's treating her really well. If that's how she wants to live her life. Like I really think like
We watched
Ariana can
James do
both.
that.
Exactly.
Like, what's the difference? Like, we watched James do that.
Yeah, James
watched-
did that last season.
We watched
Like,
Lala
that's
do
what
it right
Allie
after
is.
Randall. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I would like to say I do want to, now that like we said that about Lala, I do want to give her a lot of grace, but I do need to say that she's being very hypocritical right now,
mhm.
Mhm.
because I think I said it last time and I'm going to say it again. She had a problem with Schwartz hanging out with Randall for playing
Mhm.
pickleball. And she's telling Ariana to allow Sheena and them to be friends with Sandoval, like 4
Yeah.
months later.
Mhm.
It's very hypocritical, and like that's where my problem really stems with Lala. And I think it's like a lot of it's coming from that she's very jealous of Ariana.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like what Lala doesn't understand is like we've been with Ariana since like season 2 or 3. You know,
Mhm.
like I know that you came in on 5, but it was different.
Yeah.
You know.
And Lala's like coming out saying like Ariana's like the one who gives like the least and stuff out of the group. Like no, she she really hasn't been the one that gives the leads. Like, she allowed, like, everyone in on her, like, really public, embarrassing breakup. Like, she made something really personal, really public for the whole world to see, and everyone was talking about her breakup. Like, and that would probably felt really embarrassing to her that they were doing that right under her nose.
Yeah, like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's embarrassing compared to, like, Lala. Like,
For,
Lala,
like,
yeah, you
7
got away
months.
from and Lala, yeah, you got away from Randall, he was a bad guy, like, but I think she's upset that, like, everyone's, like, not like, "Oh my gosh, like, yay, Lala got away from Randall, he was such a bad guy," and, like, give the same reaction to that as to the scandal ball situation.
And, what I have to say to that is, like, Lala, like, that was also, like, you introduced your relationship to us with Randall as, like, you were trading blowjobs for private jets.
Range
You
Rovers.
introduced this relationship with Randall in a very different way. Like, you introduced this as, like, the show introduced it to us as you were his mistress. That happened. You know what I mean? And, like, whether you knew about it or not, that's still how the show introduced it to us. And, like, this is, like, yeah, you guys had a real relationship. Like, even if she was, like, in it for the money, like, even if she was, like, I always say this, like, even if she was in it for the money, even if she was, like, in it for any of those, like, nefarious reasons or whatever, she loved him enough that she was, like, in a house with him, she decorated it, met his kid loved her, had a kid with him. Like, that's not, you don't just do that.
Yeah.
You know, like, you could, like, she didn't even marry him yet. Like, they were together for how long and they didn't get married yet? And, like, after he was divorced from the wife, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I give Lala a lot, and I've always given Lala a lot, and that's why, like, it really pisses me off that she's acting like this right now.
Yeah. And, like, while we're on the whole, like, giving grace thing, like, I do understand, like, you know, it's a different thing from Randall, like, just coming onto the show, like, the season before he fucking got kicked off or whatever, and Sandoval being friends with all of these people for 10 years. Like, I get why you'd want to be like, you know, maybe you should be a little bit more okay with it. But if they don't want to, they don't want to.
Yeah.
And if Ariana doesn't want it, she doesn't want
anything.
Yeah.
Like, no one owes you anything.
Yeah.
No one owes us views.
Exactly.
My fucking family doesn't even watch me.
Hey, we got 13 on the last one, okay?
Look at that.
Thank y'all.
For confetti.
Hell yeah, confetti.
Both of them. Oh. No, it's.
There we go. Fireworks.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I don't know, like, now it's, like, hard to say what else I was gonna say because, like, now that, like, you say the thing about
I think
the
you should still say it.
hormones, it's like I kinda, like, yeah, like, she should be a raging bitch.
Yeah.
She's on these hormones if that's the case, you know what I mean? If that's the case, like, she should, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make her right at the same time, but
Right.
Yeah.
But it, like, it doesn't make her right, but it gives you an understanding. And I think that's, like, what people, like, you don't have to be right or wrong, like, sometimes just understanding is enough. You know? Like, I think that, like, if you understand where a person's coming from you can swallow a pill.
Yeah. And everything, like, you wrote down and stuff like that is going off of, like, what was presented to us on the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they haven't mentioned anything about that. So it's
Yeah.
If she hadn't gotten pregnant like right before or announced she was pregnant before the show started, like we wouldn't have even thought about that. So
yeah. And I don't think she even announced it before the show. I think she announced it during the show.
Yeah.
It was early on or something like that.
Yeah.
Though, right? So
yeah.
Like the first
I couldn't
episode.
remember.
So I feel like she might have been going through that at that point. Like, how many months is it? I feel like sometimes people go through it for like 8-9 months.
Yeah.
I think so because you have to
have the baby.
Like, body ready.
Yeah.
You have to get your body ready. You have to go to all the appointments and stuff. So
you have to do all those shots in your stomach. Maybe that's the scene that she's talking about.
Maybe.
Like, maybe she says it at the end of the finale. Like, she keeps saying, for those of you who don't know, she keeps saying that there's a scene at the end of the season that'll change everybody's minds or whatever. And I keep saying, I don't know what scenes go and play that's going to make me think that you're not being a hypocrite right now. But
Like, it doesn't change my mind that she is being a hypocrite. Like,
yeah,
that I understand why she's being crazy right now, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, it still doesn't. It doesn't give her a right to be doing what she's doing, but it does make sense why you're doing this.
Yeah.
And I can forgive something like that.
Mm-hmm.
People are humans.
Yep.
We all make mistakes. I was on a steroid for a really long time, and I was a fucking raging motherfucker. Okay? Like, I was angry all the time, crying the other half of the time. I was like, it was horrible. And, like, I snapped on some people during that time. One of them was the maintenance guy here. He kind of deserved it, kind of really didn't. Mostly didn't, but I definitely gave it to him. And the office had to call me. I, like, yelled at the office. Like, yeah, I yelled at the office, and then, like, 45 minutes later, called the office and said, "Hey, it's me. So I'm on a steroid, and, like, it makes me, like, really, like, roid rage is real. And so, yeah, I overreacted. I'm really sorry. Can you tell him I said I'm really sorry?"
If you're listening, she's really sorry.
I still know I'm really sorry. Yeah, so, like, I can understand. Like, I can get it. Like, I get it.
Mhm.
So. All right.
One other thing, I hate Brock. I can't stand Brock. I hate his questions. I cannot.
Can we get to Brock when we get to the fucking beach?
Okay, I was talking about his questions that he was asking at the party. Or wait, are we even at the party yet? At the water, we are at the water party when they're
water party. Yeah, what was he saying at the water party?
He was just like asking stupid questions with James. Like, I felt like him and James, just like no, it was just Brock. He was just asking like stupid questions, just like James was at the beach, and so like it was a really quick scene, but I just think he's annoying.
Okay.
I mean, he's definitely annoying. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
It's when they were outside, and then Tom's sitting with his like ugly green pants, and I forgot. I don't even remember what Brock asked him. I just thought it was annoying, and Tom's like, "I don't know right now, Brock," or something like that. I know that happened with James too.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to Brock this season. Like,
yeah, he was like we've always made fun of Brock, but that's because he's like this like fucking like doofy fucking frat bro that like his friends are.
Yeah.
I
would never be alone with him and his friends.
I don't think he likes Sheena.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about Katie before we get to the beach day from hell. When did Tom and Ariana yell at each other the first time? Was that at the night portion of the
at the water
party?
Yeah, at the water party.
Okay.
That's when she like screamed. It was scary. I was like,
yo, I was like, good for you. Like, rage it out.
Yeah.
Like, rage out. Like, he deserves it. Like, absolutely scream in his face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fucking plane just flying over awkwardly, like everybody's just sitting in silence. I was like,
everybody's just like
iconic. And also just
oh, it was funny. He deserved everything, and I'm happy for her. I hope that was like cathartic.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So the other thing that was happening there was that everybody was talking about Katie having sex with Max. And Katie did nothing wrong. And I saw on like the after show thing, whatever that is, where like they talk and like the Valley people are joining them now. James was sitting there with Brock, and I don't know what Brock said. I don't really care, but James starts and says, "Yo, Katie's a savage. Like, let's not even act like that wasn't like the most savage move ever. Like you know who Katie is." And like Katie is gonna like do some shit. Like she's like she doesn't give a shit. And like I mean like she did a savage move. Like go Katie. And he was
Mhm.
like, I think it was awesome. Like, he was like,
And
he
no,
was,
I heard Katie say that she did feel bad about it, but she didn't feel bad about Schwartz. She felt bad about it because her best friend Dana also slept with him, and so like that's
Yeah.
the one thing that she felt bad about. She did not feel bad about Schwartz.
Yeah.
no, because here's the thing, Schwartz, even if you did have a deal, you broke it
Yeah.
first.
Mhm.
So it's
So
done.
you want to break the deal, but you want me to hold up the deal. That's what you're
Mhm.
telling me. Oh, well, it's like an outer friend and then Max, my best friend. Nah, dog. I don't know you shit.
Yeah.
They're all
No.
friends.
Yeah. And you broke it first. So Katie owes you no loyalty. Like what like you broke it, you broke her trust. And then it's not even that you broke it once. Like you broke like vows in your relationship and
Yeah.
cheated on her multiple times. So I feel like that's another reason why like Katie's like, fuck it, like I shouldn't care anymore. And she shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like she should be
Yeah.
She shouldn't.
selfish. Mhm.
Yeah, she didn't do anything wrong. Neither did Max.
Yep.
I'll say it out loud.
Mhm.
Neither did Max.
Yep, neither did Max.
Katie
And
and
I don't-
Schwartz were acting the same exact way that they did married as they
Yeah.
do divorced. Like there's
Yeah.
no difference there.
None.
Yeah.
Only
That's it.
Katie's standing up for
Katie.
herself more.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only difference.
So
Like
good for
Katie's just not
Katie.
taking a shit anymore because she doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They just share dogs.
I love when they're fighting, but then like they hear
So you
Tom and
trade the
Ariana
dogs.
fighting.
Is he yelling right now?
And then they hear like, is there any yelling right now? Or they're yelling out there, and then both of them just end the fight like really fast. Like Katie goes, "Sorry, I fucked your friend." I won't do it again. He's like, "Okay,
Sorry,
yeah,
fuck
whatever."
your
And then,
friend.
yeah, he's like, "You're fine," and let's go inside. Let's see what's going on. We just want to get to the fight inside.
That's too funny.
Mhm.
Sorry, I fucked your friend.
When all that
I won't
happened,
do it
I wrote
again.
finally some damn drama.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
finally something like worth fucking watching.
Yeah. So Ariana takes that anger from the water party where she screams at him and transfers it to the beach party, and everybody gets a little bit of her wrath minus Katie.
Yeah.
Because Katie was the only one that was standing up for her, and Katie's the only one that's like on our side. Like us and Katie. Like it's like
Also, I think Ariana and Katie are the only ones being rational through this whole
Yeah.
thing. Like, and
yeah,
they're not trying to fight. They're just like, you guys are stupid. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
So Brock ends up bringing up Rachel's name while Ariana's sitting right there to Tom Sandoval, who's sitting right there, so they can talk about what's going on with Rachel. Ariana flips the fuck out, rightfully so. She says, "Why? This is fucking disgusting. Like, this is a fucking disgusting conversation." And I would like to say to Ariana that once you're less angry, there are better ways to articulate something than "this is fucking disgusting." You can
Yeah.
literally say to this man instead, "You're a fucking worm with a mustache
Uh-huh.
who fucked my friend, and now you have the audacity to talk about fucking my friend in front of me
Yeah.
after you broke up my life and my family and my home. Shut the actual fuck up and get the fuck out of my face." And people probably wouldn't have been as mad at you, Ariana, but right now you're mad. And so what
Yeah.
came out was
It's understandable.
It really is.
yeah. And what came out was this is fucking disgusting. So fuck Brock. Like, you knew exactly what the fuck you were doing, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's where my fuck Brock was. I was laughing about him sitting in the middle of the Sandoval's and having to deal with them, and then you just did that shit. Like, he's purposely doing it. Like, can you stop shoving them in her face? Like, stop shoving it in her face.
Yeah.
So yeah, the beach day from hell started. Where Ariana yelled and Sandoval ran off like a scared little chicken with his head cut off, like he should have, the fucking cowardice little pig. He was trying to be like, oh, Ariana's the mean one and I'm getting shoved out of the party. And it's like, you should be shoved out of the party. The fact that any of these people want to hang out with you is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that any single one of these people would ever hang out with you. The thing that I cannot understand is, and there have been people that have said it on Watch What Happens Live, and like people have said it, and I'm going to say it too. Why would you want to be friends with somebody like that? This man did the worst fucking horrible shit to this person.
Mhm.
And this person is your friend. This person's not even my friend. And I'm being a better friend to Ariana than you fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, why would you ever want to be friends with this guy? He's horrible, and you see the horrible things that he did. And why are you giving him the time of day? Why do you want to be friends with him? Oh, well, I was friends with him before that. Well, he's a horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be friends with somebody because they're a horrible person, and that's why.
Yeah.
Sheena.
And, like, all these people, like, they've at least seen, like, everything from the past, 10, 12 years, whatever, twice. Because they saw it when it happened, and then they watched the show and would talk about it at the reunion. Like, you've seen this man's actions over time. You know who he truly is.
Mhm.
I get, it's a show, and, like, sometimes you just have to be friends with people for the sake of money and stuff like that. But, like, now, like, this show's obviously not going anywhere after this. Like, this has to
this
be
is the last season.
Like,
This
you don't
has to
have
be.
to defend this fucker.
Yeah.
No.
This has to be it. Where do you go from here?
Yeah.
And Sandoval better not end up on the Valley. I'm gonna I will be pissed.
I won't
He ends
watch
up on
it.
the Valley. I won't watch it
I
anymore.
won't watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. If he ends up getting another show and he goes on over there, I won't do it. I cannot stand watching him.
Yeah.
Like, if we did not have this podcast, there's a good chance I don't watch this season because of him.
Mhm.
It's very hard to watch the sympathy. It's very hard to watch the editing of, like, this redemption. It's very difficult.
It's awful because, oh my gosh, because he's such a bad actor. Like, he's acting like the victim. He's not the victim. You're not the victim at all. And he just, like, the way he acts makes me so angry. I get so mad.
Yeah. And I feel like people want him to be the victim. And it's like, because you're jealous of Ariana.
The only people I feel like want him to be the victim are, like, him and, like, this, like, the Vanderpump Rules cast. That's it. Like, no one else wants that. Like, no one gives a fuck about him. Everyone wants him off our screen.
Yeah. Yeah. I will be very happy the day that we never have to spend any more energy on him.
Yeah.
Like, we pretty much cut him out as much as we possibly can. Like, we really only talk about him when we have to on this show.
Which they unfortunately make us do a lot.
Yeah, like this episode we had to talk about him, but that was mainly because Ariana screamed at him, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't think it goes on past this.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. I will watch a spinoff of Katie and Ariana.
I would love a spinoff of Katie
Give me that.
and Ariana. Mm-hmm.
Give me that. Honestly, you can bring James and Allie with them.
Yeah.
Because James hates everybody else at this point, I feel like James is as pissed as we are. I feel like James is also on our side.
Mm-hmm. And I love Allie. I think she's so funny.
Yeah, and I have said 100 times, if DJ James Kennedy wants to be Tom Sandoval's friend, he's fucking allowed to be. And I will never say a thing about it because of what happened with Kristen. And if Tom Sandoval could be your friend after that, you can be his friend after this. So I have always said that about it, and I will stand behind that. Like, you can be friends with him, DJ James Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't really care.
But he also understands that he's not going to be close with Ariana. Like, he's also not stupid to that. I feel like he's the only one that's respecting her boundary. And I feel like he's the only one that understands, like, yeah, I wouldn't really want to talk to me either.
Yeah.
So, who fucking thought that where we started with DJ James Kennedy, that he would be one of the only rational people?
It's definitely a 180. Like, Allie was the best thing that happened.
For real. I love that human. I love Allie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep Allie. All right, so let's get on over into the Valley. I don't have that many notes because it's like the end.
I have 2 notes.
Okay, I have Kristen's being Kristen.
She's crazy, Kristen.
And the other one is I love that Republican is the insult everyone is most mad about.
Yeah.
That was
That was so funny. Oh my god.
I was listening to this fight and I was like, are you more mad about the racist thing? Because it seems like you're more mad about the Republican thing.
Yeah.
And I also would like to say that I didn't write this down, but Jesse, I think that's his name, him saying, I can't believe that you called someone a racist when you got kicked off a show for actually being a racist.
So
and he's like the worst person on the cast. Like, he's such an asshole. And he's like the worst. And he has every leg to stand on. You know, like, that's the best part about it. And it was so fucking funny. Like, you're calling someone a racist when you got kicked off of a show for being an actual racist.
Incredible.
It was super incredible. It was super incredible. I love Kristen sitting there at the fight, and she goes, well, Kristen, where'd you hear about it? And she goes, Zach told and she sits there. She goes, Zach told me this and this and this. And Zach, with his, like, I don't even know if it's a wig. I wonder what his hairline is. But he has that.
I think that's a wig.
His Lego piece hair.
That is a wig.
I saw him in his interview, like, close up. And we've said the Lego thing. And so I saw him in his interview close up. And I was like, yo, what is that? I don't know if he gets, like, his hairline threaded. Like, that's the only thing I can think of, is, like, he gets his hairline threaded. Like he needs his hairline to be so perfect that he goes to, like, a threader and gets it, like, plucked to be absolutely perfect. That's the only thing.
Whatever it is, he needs to stop. Because it looks awful.
I need to look at it.
It looks bad. But I thought that was so funny because then they also kept showing the clip of Kristen saying, I mean, she said what she said, right? And him going, you're not wrong. And then him being like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They ended the last episode making it seem like this was going to be like a huge fucking deal. And like all they did was just like recap the fight with like people voicing over like what happened.
Oh my god, that
like
was
they
so
didn't even
annoying
show the
to
fight.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just
You said
after
that
that,
they
I just
ended
zoned
a
out.
fight. And then, like, it was just like, oh, here's a recap of the fight. They used to do that in Southern Charm. Like, one of the first, like, 2 seasons, they used to do that in Southern Charm all the time. Do you remember that, Stephanie?
Yeah, they did.
They would, like, it would be like 2 people went off upstairs together and, like, the camera didn't catch it because it was in the hot tub after. It was like, and then, like, would have, like, little clips of them, like, walking or something like that. Like, they did that all the time.
I
But
don't
they
like
caught
that
this on
editing.
camera. You had people like voicing over people talking perfectly. Like,
I know.
just show the fucking fight. Like,
I
I just
know.
zoned out after that, and like I don't even remember half the shit that you've already talked
Okay,
about.
yeah,
I just
me
don't
too.
care.
I don't remember half of it either because I especially hated hearing it from like Brittany's voice. Like I don't know why Brittany's voice is
Oh,
like
I know.
extra-
Brittany's voice is so annoying. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. It's not the Southern accent. It's something about Brittany.
Yeah.
easily or
Maybe it's
something. And it's
honestly
like
in
getting on
her
my
interview
nerves.
dress, her like nipples are like 2 seconds from coming out. So maybe that's what's making me so uncomfortable. Have you noticed that in that orange dress that she has? In her
I don't
interview
think-
dress, it's orange, okay? In their interview dress, it's fucking orange. And it's a strapless like thing, and it's like a pretty little bodice, and her nipples are, I'm telling you, 2 inches, like not even, like 2 millimeters from coming out. They are like the tape that is keeping her boobs in is taped straight to her nipples. Her boobs are about to pop out. I'm not kidding.
Can't say I
I'm
noticed it.
not. Like,
I wish
do you
she would
see it?
take her implants out because
Do you see it? Are you looking at it?
I'm looking for it. I
I'm
can't
gonna
find
fucking find
it.
this shit. You can like sort of. Oh, here it is. There's like worse, like when you're like she pulled it. Like it's usually worse than like what you see in this picture. Like this is before it started falling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they look so bad.
Do you see what I'm saying? Her nipples are like 2 seconds from coming out.
Bad in that. Oh my god.
It's 2. I mean, it's like a millimeter. Any moment, her tits are coming out.
We see part nipple in that. Honestly,
You can. I know. You can
That's
see the top of
nipple.
it. You see what I have a problem with? I'm honestly between like they had Jen's boobs almost popping out when they fucking announced her as the Bachelorette. They almost had her boobs popping out too. It's like, can we get people that know how to dress people? Like, what the fuck? Like, people have boobs. People have boobs that need to be fucking contained. Man.
Okay, Zach, for sure. Okay, have you seen those TikToks where like people go like only have this of their hair,
Yeah.
and then they go get the toupee glued on every couple weeks? That's what Zach has. Like, sorry, Zach, I'm exposing you, but just like there's just like a clear line right there where it like sits on top of his actual hair. So
yeah,
it has to be fake. There's really no like explanation for it.
Yeah, that's what is that? That no one
like look at it
sits like that.
Like I can't even see his face. You can just see his hair, and it's like you can. I mean, it's the same thing.
It was a lot funnier whenever it wasn't focused and it was just a pale face of just
like hair. All right, so the Valley. I'm not sure how much I like the Valley, to be honest with you guys. I'm like,
I didn't like this episode.
Yeah, I didn't like the first episode either. So I'm honestly like it's like a 4 right now for me.
Yeah, that's accurate. The second one was really good, and then this one just brought it right back down. So I'm just like,
Oh, we're 3 episodes in? Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you guys, it's feeling like fucking, I don't even know what's happening. Keenan was like, how many episodes of Vanderpump are you in? And I was like, I don't know, like 6. And then like I went to go look it up, and it's like we're going into 11. I was like, what?
Yep.
This shit's like dragging though. Like it's not even like I'm just thinking that it's 6 because I think I still have so much more to go of this shit.
Yeah.
No, it's almost done. Like we have like 9 episodes tops left. That has to be.
If it's almost done. We have 9 episodes left. Should have not been in the same sentence.
I mean, that's more than halfway.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not wrong.
I want to point out though that I feel like they didn't finish the Alex Luke fight really either, or did it finish?
Fight? Yeah, no, they just dropped that completely.
Yeah,
they completely dropped it
for the big girls' night fight that they didn't show.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah, it honestly, like the decisions that they're making just doesn't make any sense.
Bravo's editors need to be fired. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're up to this year.
Yeah, like none of them know how to tell a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jasmine being in a 4-year relationship, I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been in a like 3-4 year relationship with a girl. And I was like, oh, okay, bitch.
And that girl was on Squid Games. Reality show. So that was cool too. Yeah.
Now we know how she got on Squid Games.
It's so good. It's good.
I have to watch it too.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I can't wait for another season.
Okay,
another problematic season.
Yeah. All right. So are you guys good with the Valley?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So next, let's go into the longest night of television, Survivor followed by The Amazing Race. That's exactly what that feels like. That fucking Wednesday feels like the longest night ever.
I'm not watching on Wednesdays.
I don't blame you.
Watch Survivor, but Nick will not watch those shows, so I have to watch it like the next day.
I refuse to watch it live because I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours.
It's been difficult. It's been incredibly difficult. So Survivor happens. There's the merge. Venus jumps ship. She immediately is like, who wants to fucking work with me that's not orange?
I know.
Fuck these people.
Like, who's ready to work with me that isn't orange? Get me
I
the
will
fuck
give you
out of here. I will give you whatever you want. Just get me the fuck out of here. Tim really fucked up
But
this
I don't
episode.
dislike her.
I don't dislike Venus either. She's just an asshole.
Yeah, and I like it.
Yeah, like I don't mind her. Like I'm an asshole. Like it doesn't. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim fucked up. He didn't tell Maria before the merge about the like journey alliance that they had with like the +1s or whatever. I think the reason that he didn't tell her was because he gave them a fake name. I don't think that he really took it that seriously. I think that he gave him a fake name. I think that he didn't want to let them know that he was as close as he was to Ben. I think that he had a different plan, and I think whoever it was going to Maria and saying it like ruined his plan. And it was always going to be Ben. He was just using Maria as like a fake name.
Yeah.
Like that's truly what.
I don't know why anyone would have taken that alliance seriously. Like.
Yeah, and they really did. They really did.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's what Tim was thinking. I'm sure Tim's like, "Oh, okay."
Like, sure, let's do this.
Yeah. So they end up going to the challenge, and it's that challenge. They used to not do this, just so you guys know, where like you have to win your way into the merge or whatever, where they do the challenge where they split them up into 2, and then like the losing team are like the only people that you can vote for, and like that whole thing. That used to not be a thing. That's new. So I actually really like it. Like it's one of like those twists that they introduced that I actually really like.
Yeah. Did they do that last season? Or
yeah, they've done it like for the last like 4 or 5 seasons.
Okay.
But I mean, we're on season like 40 fucking 6, and we've only done it for like 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah.
It's new.
Yeah, it's still new.
So they end up splitting them up, and it's all by random draw. And Kenzie ends up on the tribe with all men, and Charlie ends up on the tribe with all women. Which felt hilarious because of Charlie's obsession with Taylor Swift. It felt almost poetic a little bit. I'm going to tell you something right now. I said to this to Keenan, Charlie held his own. Do not get me wrong. But if it was Hunter and all the girls probably win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would bet on Hunter every single time. I don't care.
Hunter on their team is probably going to win.
That's who I'm betting on. I'm betting on Hunter every time. Guy's a Survivor savant. He's just good at everything Survivor. He was made to be on Survivor. And it like you just watch him and you're just like, what the fuck? He's good at puzzles, he's strong, he's athletic, people like him, he's like not a target somehow. Don't get it.
It's got everybody fooled.
Yeah. It was so funny. So when Charlie goes, because Charlie was the first one to go, because he was the guy on the all-girl tribe, so he went first. Me and Keenan were so funny. I said, Taylor's watching, so she says, Taylor's watching, saying you got it. And he yelled, and as I'm saying this, he goes, do it for Taylor.
I love it.
So the 2 of us were cheering Charlie on. And he beat Hunter. He beat Hunter because he's swirly, and Hunter's kind of big, so he made it through the net real quick. It was so funny too because the men, they're just like a bunch of big burly men. And so the second part of the challenge was the wagon, and they have to push the wagon. And all the big brute guys just run at the wagon, and it doesn't go anywhere. And Kenzie, who's not touching the wagon because she understands that she's going to just be in the way, goes, you got to back it up. And all of them back it up and go. And I was dying because I was like, it's a bunch of brutes. and Kenzie. But the thing is that they didn't like not listen to her. Like as soon as she said it, they all listened to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was like they were like, okay. Like they understood that she was their brain.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, so the girls were talking about getting a girls' alliance together, and me and Keenan had a disagreement about this, but I think that Kenzie ratted out the all-girl alliance. I think that when she went over to Q and said, like, oh, the girls are thinking whatever it was that she said, I forget what it was, but she said something, and however she said it to Q, I was like, well, he's freaking out about an all-girl alliance now. He's worried that Tiff and you...
Didn't she say that Venus wanted Mariah out?
No, she said Venus was talking about getting Charlie out.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
And that's when Q started freaking out.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you have Venus throwing out a guy name. And I was like, she ratted out the all-girl alliance. I don't know if she meant to.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Like, I don't know if she really meant to, but that's exactly what happened. Because Q hears that and he's going, oh my God, all-girl alliance. Like, we're not voting for fucking Charlie. Like, nobody's voting for fucking Charlie.
Yeah. And I think, like, in his interview, like, he even said, like, I think they, like, the girls have the majority right now or something like that. I think it's like 7-6.
Yeah, like, if Kenzie thought about it a little bit more, I don't think she rats out the girls' alliance. Like, I think that she goes with that. Like, I think Tiff and her go with that, and they bring Q along.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. And that's really all you need, is you need Tiff and Kenzie to go with you, and they'll drag Q along, because what's Q going to do at that point? It's a bunch of girls that are voting out Charlie, and what are you going to do, Q? He's going to go, looks like I'm voting out Charlie, and I'm going to hope that Yanu likes me.
Yep.
Like, that's sort of what it would have had to been. So Q recognizes that, because Q's good at the game. So he recognizes that and immediately is like, absolutely the fuck not. Stop talking about Charlie. It's not happening. It basically like nips it in the bud. But yeah, I really think that if Kenzie thought about it, she doesn't rat it out right there.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So we get to tribal council. And sorry, let me read my note.
You're good.
Okay. So at the tribal council or whatever, it pretty much comes out that Mariah lies. That Mariah had lied to Q earlier in the episode when Q had like approached her and he was trying to find cracks and stuff like that. He had asked Mariah, oh, like, how was it, whatever. And Mariah lies to him and says that the vote wasn't unanimous, which was her fatal fucking mistake. You know that you're on the bottom. You know that you need something. And he's offering you an olive branch. Like, that was him offering you an olive branch. And she swiped it away. And that's what pissed Q off. And that's why he was like, okay, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to help you. Like, I think Q kind of figured out that she was on the outs already. And that's why he approached her. And all she had to do was say, yeah, they left me out of the vote. And Q would have been like, well, girl, let's work together. And then she would have been in a majority with the girls because it would have been Mariah, Tiff, Kenzie, and Q.
Yep.
And then you still have a majority girls. Like,
yeah,
there were so many mistakes made here that it very easily like could have been negated each and every way.
But do you think Kenzie? Do you think Kenzie would care if there's like an all-girl alliance? Like, do you think like maybe she like just doesn't give a fuck?
I truly, truly, truly believe that Kenzie is one of those players that plays like anybody but me.
That's how I think too. That's why I think that she wouldn't even care.
I think that she would go with the girls because it was a majority, and as soon as that stopped benefiting her, she would go jump ship if she had to.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, like she's a snake in the grass. I'm not saying I don't like it, but like, yeah, no, that's definitely what would happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Mariah ends up leaving because Mariah had to go after she lied to Q. She's Siga. She lied.
Mhm.
She's a girl. It was just every reason to get rid of her.
Mhm.
So that's what happened. Like,
She
honestly,
played
that's what
her
happened.
shot in the dark.
Yeah, because her vote didn't matter and she knew it.
Yeah.
So Venus ends up staying because Venus is a shield because she's such an asshole.
Mhm.
I do want to say that if Venus knew how to talk to people better, she could have convinced everybody, all of the girls, to vote for Charlie. Like, that's going to be Venus's downfall in like the entire game and like everything, is that she does not know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
She does not know how to tone down her abrasiveness. Like, it's, even if you're right, the way that you're giving it to people is condescending, it's rude, it's making everybody feel stupid, like you're being an asshole.
Mhm.
Like, she wants to be Parvati, and Parvati was this girl who was like this really pretty girl. She was a flirt. You saw her in Traders.
Mhm.
She won Survivor. She was great. And so everybody calls pretty girls on Survivor Parvati, and they're really scared of them because Parvati charmed her way into everybody. like, like she just charmed her way into it. And then she made an all-girl alliance, and they were ruthless. They were fucking ruthless. And so people like to compare people like Venus to Parvati. So she wants to be Parvati, but she's acting like an Abby Maria. And Abby Maria was this girl who was from Brazil. And because she was from Brazil, like the cultures were very different. So she had a hard time talking to people. So it came across like she was an asshole and that she was really mean. And so she got drug all the way to 4 because nobody was going to vote for her because she was an asshole the whole time. And so like that's what Venus is setting herself up to be. Like, she doesn't understand that she doesn't know how to talk to people. Like, as somebody who's like, I went to school for communications, you know what I mean? So as somebody who went to school for that, like, she does not know how to talk to people. And I don't think that it's a Survivor thing. I think it's like her everyday life thing. Like, if you have a hard time making friends, it's because you're hard to talk to.
Yeah.
Like, truly, like, and it's just because of like how she approaches people. It's just like she doesn't understand her perception, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and in the game of Survivor, perception's reality. So
I know we kind of like went straight into the challenge part, but there's a part at the beginning of the episode that really made me laugh where Tiffany was talking about, like, you know, the 3 people from Yanu who are still there, and she's like, it's the people I've wanted by my side since day one. I'm like, you tried to kick Kenzie out the second you landed on the beach.
me and Keenan said the same thing, and we were like, yeah, but you'll cut Kenzie tomorrow.
Just made me
Like,
laugh.
you and Q will take her out like it's nothing. And I think that's why Kenzie has the mindset, anybody but me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I thought that the Survivor episode was pretty good this time. I actually thought that the 90 minutes went quickly.
Yeah, for the most part.
Just an hour
Yeah.
for me. It went by pretty fast for me. But I don't watch on Wednesdays the commercials.
I don't watch commercials.
Nobody's telling you to watch it live. Yeah.
First off, even if I didn't watch it live, fuck capitalism. My Paramount Plus got grandfathered in from like back like fucking forever ago. I paid $5.99. I fucking watch ads even when they're fucking not. Like I pay for the ads or whatever.
Yeah.
So I like.
Okay, well then, never mind.
I'm always watching an hour and a half.
That sucks.
I don't care. Fuck capitalism.
I just
honestly
can't stand watching these shows for 3 hours.
I can't watch The Amazing Race yet on live. I think that's why.
Oh, okay.
Like I would probably.
It's getting better, but
I didn't like when we get to it. I was at Denny's watching The Amazing Race, and that's not a show to watch while you're at Denny's. So
let's get into The Amazing Race. We need to talk about this no airport thing. Because they keep departing in like 3, And they started in fucking Mexico. And they were there for, I think it was the first 2 legs, because the first one was in Mexico where they started. Like, they didn't even fly to fucking Mexico, which doesn't make any fucking sense. And then they, like, were handed a clue on the mat. So it had to have been in Mexico. And then the last 2 episodes have been in Colombia. So I guess, like, every 2 episodes they're changing places.
I guess.
And we're
so, but I
departing
don't
in
like
groups.
that. I don't
I
like
hate
that.
it. I hate
that
it.
mean the
I hate
sequel-
it.
Like,
No, because there's no non-elimination rounds. They're just getting rid of people.
yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. Someone's
Yeah,
still
like, what
gone
the
home
fuck?
every episode, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
okay.
what the
So it's
fuck
just
is
gonna be
that?
less places, I guess.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And like, is that because, like, they don't have enough money because their viewership is down? You know what I mean? Because, like, let's think about it.
It could also be there's a lot going on in the other side of the world. Kind of cuts
That's
down
true.
the possibilities over there.
This is very true.
Now that
yeah.
I think
That's
about
Probably
it.
should not be in Europe.
That's
right
true. That's true. Okay, makes sense why we've stayed in Mexico and Colombia.
now. Yeah.
Makes sense why we're in South America only right now.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. It just kind of clicked to me like once I said that. I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so the first thing was a detour, and it was this riddle thing on a wall and a dance. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I have watched this show since the very beginning with my mother, and there is one thing that I know. Don't pick the fucking dance.
Yeah.
Very few times do the dances work out. Very few times do the dances work out. The only time that you should pick a dance is when the other one is close to impossible. And they sometimes have those where it's like, this one is impossible, so you have to go dance. They've done that.
And everybody got that puzzle quickly except for what were
Yeah,
they,
that one, the 2
firefighters?
girls. And they end up like, didn't they like blow past a bunch of people at one point when they got to the other detour? They like crushed it.
I think so. I don't remember.
So they left. Let's think about this. So they did the scribe and they guessed like 30 something times. And they said, we're never going to get this.
Yeah.
They were so close so many times. So
He
close
helped.
so
He
many
really
times.
helped, the mom and the son, didn't he? Like, he just gave it to them. Like, he told them the answer.
No. The son knew. He said the first time it was like, the world is smaller than you or bigger than you think.
Oh, okay.
And he said no. And they were going to turn around to walk away. And he goes, wait, the world is bigger than you think? And he was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. Or smaller than you think.
Smaller, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So, no, the girls were the only ones with the problem. But they end up switching detours to the dance. And they do the dance pretty quickly and easily. And then they get to the roadblock. And I'm pretty sure they, like, crushed the roadblock. Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll look at my notes when we get there. I figured out the riddle in like 5 seconds because I've heard the phrase before. And once you got to the mirror where you were staring at you, I was like, the world is smaller than you think. Because rat is small.
Yeah.
Small.
Oh.
Magnifying glass, small.
Depending on who I'm doing the race with, I probably would have done the dance because of, like, I feel like the choreography was not hard.
Never do the dance. Never do the dance.
There's a lot of pressure there too, though. So you gotta remember that part.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Never do the dance. Never ever do the dance. Unless even like the dancers have a problem with the dances half the time.
Oh, okay.
Because like you think that, and then once like you get to a roadblock where one of you has to do the dance, then you understand why you never pick the dance.
Mhm.
Because somebody always picks the dance that they shouldn't, and they're like, man, I wish my partner did this.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So they switch. So anyway, we get to the roadblock. And what the roadblock was was they had to put names on the map of where they like correlated with the statue in real life.
Yeah.
And for some unknown reason, everybody's a fucking idiot. I do not know what the fuck. Half of these people were smoking crack or something because there's a checkered building in front of you. And they kept calling that the museum, and the museum had a label. And they're like, this is the museum. I'm like, that's the checkered building. It's literally checkered. So everybody kept switching their maps, and everybody's maps were upside down. So that's how the two girls that switched detours, the woman knew that the checkered building wasn't the fucking museum. And so she crushes it. And I'm watching these people. I'm watching the one like cousin like cry.
Oh my god, the cousins are.
I can't handle them. I'm like, the other cousin is crying, and I'm like, stop fucking crying.
Yeah, they're a lot.
The one on the side is crying. If that's my partner, I'm screaming at them. You're not the one doing it. Stop fucking crying. You piece of shit. You stand in the corner and you stay the fuck silent. She was annoying though too, because she's like, it's right, and then like just kept like doing the same thing, and it's like, it's not right. It's not the language barrier. They're not fucking right.
Yeah.
It's like, you're the stupid one, not them. Like she's like thinking that like they're not checking her right because they have a language barrier or something, and it's like, you're the stupid one. You're thinking the checkered building is the fucking museum. I'll never get over it. I do not think I will ever get over the fact that like 6 of them labeled the checkered building fucking the museum when the museum had a fucking label on it, and the checkered building was checkered on the map. Checkered. Like and like I can't.
The cousins were the ones that like annoyed me the most. Like she was like, "It's right, like it should be right." Like
yes, that's so, and it's like, it's not a language barrier. You're a fucking idiot. Like you're a fucking idiot. Oh my god, it was infuriating. It was infuriating watching. I was genuinely like, do you want to know why these people are figuring it out so fast? Because they understand that the checkered building is the checkered building. That was like literally half the people's problems.
Yeah. One of them figured out by like the size of like the fountains or whatever that were there, like the yellow circles, and I'm just like, that's so much harder.
Like at least they like figured it out. Like there were like 4 or 5 different ways to orient yourself.
Yeah.
There was also like a yellow, I kept saying to Keenan, I'm like, there's like a yellow dot over on the side too. I wonder if that's like something too, and they're just not saying it, and like that's like a, you are here.
Yeah.
Like this is where you came in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're just not seeing it or something.
Yeah. I kept saying the son and mom are gonna get 4th place because they picked this riddle. I said it. I was like, these two are about to blow past everybody because they're about to do this fucking riddle. They got fucking 3rd. I was so proud of Walla Walla, Washington. I don't know what their names are. But they have Walla Walla on their shirt, and I know that there's a Walla Walla, Washington. So I've just considered that they're from Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah, they have to be.
And if that's not what it is, I want you to know that there is a Walla Walla, Washington, and you guys walking around with Walla Walla. I was really proud of them. It was the Double Dutch people that went home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so Keenan was like, me and Keenan thought that the girls were going to go home because of how they were like crying and stuff. And as we started watching them crying on the roadblock, I was like, oh, they're not going home. They're just fucking crying.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, the Double Dutchers went home, and Phil did the Double Dutch thing with them. And he did awesome at the end. Did you see that?
Yep.
At the very end, he was doing the Double Dutch. He did great.
People were saying that Julie Chen would never.
Would never. Julie Chen would never. She'd be like,
Never.
Jeff would. Jeff would be like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
And Jeff would be like super pumped about it, motivate everyone to do it with him.
He'd be like, yeah, let's do it. He'd be like, jump in here with me.
Just pulling people off the street. Just like, you can do this. Let's go.
And they're like, no, I can't. He's like, yes, you can.
Survivor! It's Survivor!
You'll get a feast if you can do this.
And you're like, okay, I can do this. Oh my god, that was too funny. So just to touch on Vanderpump Villa because it started, I watched like 20 minutes of the first episode. As you know, I've been busy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tyler watched 2 episodes. Stephanie watched like 1.5.
Mhm.
We're not going to talk about it this week. We're probably not going to talk about it any week because what we've all concluded is that it is below deck.
So below deck, above ground.
Like,
Yes.
I literally wrote down in the 20 minutes that I was watching, I was like, this is below deck. I said,
Yeah.
it's giving below deck. Like
That's
when they
all
like
it
were talking
was.
about like the client, I was like, is this why it's on Hulu and not Peacock?
Mhm.
Because Lisa probably pitched it and they're like, we have this show.
So they went to Hulu with it and they said, that sounds like below deck. And they're like, yeah, but it's going to be with like rich people in a villa on a like thing.
In France.
On ground.
And they
On
were
land.
like, that sounds like a good idea. It's like our own version. And that's
Now
how we
you're
got the
getting
show.
it.
And that's how we got the show. So we are probably going to watch it just because we are us. So we are probably going to watch it. If something important happens, we'll like talk about it. But I'm not going to be honest. Like, I don't really know how you can have a podcast about Below Deck. So I don't really know how you can talk about this.
Yeah, it's just too much going on. Like you can't
Yeah.
focus on anything. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
no.
The only thing I will say is I don't know if they're trying to like make like a Jax and Stassi and
I heard
like,
about those too. Yeah.
The
Like,
Mauricio
Yeah.
guy or whatever.
yeah.
yeah, and is it Hannah? Is that her name?
Something like that. Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
like a little bit of them where like she was explaining that he like cheated on her and stuff, but maybe they'll get back together. I don't know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's all I saw
fucking
of them, but
weird.
I was like, what the fuck?
They make absolutely no sense at all. So, and I've only seen 1.5 episodes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good background noise, but it's not something I would waste time on this podcast talking about. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're gonna watch it in the back, and if something happens, we'll talk about it, kind of like how we do with Summer House.
yeah,
Mhm.
it can be
Um,
somebody's share time or something. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not really gonna spend a lot of time on it. We have enough shows as it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe when we run out of shows and we're desperate.
Oh,
All right, so I think that's it, guys. Right? That's all the shows.
Yep.
yeah.
All fucking 15.
Mhm.
Minus The Bachelor, so 14.
Thank God.
So guys, thank you so much for listening and joining us. Don't forget to follow us at Hot Garbage on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We also put these up on YouTube at Hot Garbage Pod as well. As you can hear, we're getting some more views. So this little
Yeah.
shout out at the end is hopefully working.
Hopefully Stephanie's little effects that she's had all episode will help people go check that out too.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's like it was a fucking balloon, not fucking confetti.
Doesn't work all the time.
Yes.
Fireworks. God. It's not working anymore.
Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining. There it is. There it is.
There we go.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, stay trashy. Yeah, it's horrible. They like clean it out and then they do like all this stuff and then like they rip it up. This is the same surgery that Harrison Bader got.
Yep.
And she got this on both her feet?
At the same time.
Oh my god, so she was like in a wheelchair. What is going on?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. What's that? God, where did that come from?
Okay, I
What?
may put that in the podcast. That's just because that was too fucking funny.
What the fuck is that? I have no idea how that happened.
Was that like one of like the reactions?
I don't know. They knew that you were upset and they said, here's something.
That's fucking funny.
Craig said him. Craig said him.